Hey guys, this one's for the men. I mean, ladies, you can watch also if there's a man in your life suffering from depression, or maybe some of this advice works for you. But this is really geared uniquely to the male perspective. I think is who I'm trying to speak to. I'm going to give you 3 steps, 3 actionable items that you can do, plus a fourth at the end. That may you may need to do the fourth one first. So stick around, listen to that, and we are going to just dive right into it. Number one, guys, you need to take ownership of your depression. And I mean real ownership. Ownership is, to me, the first step in fixing anything. The book Extreme Ownership talks about that. Things that are problems in your life are not other people's fault. They are yours. I have went through divorce. I have went through years of depression. I have went through years of poor job performance. And what I finally came to realize is all of those things had one thing in common: myself. And that's a tough pill to swallow. But one day I had a bit of an epiphany while thinking about that, and before I ever even talked to a therapist. And that is the fact that if the problems are all me, and I have that common denominator is me, then I have within me the ability to fix the problems. So once you own the problem and you own the outcomes that those problems create, you start to realize that you can also own changing the process, changing the problem, and changing the outcome. Whether that's emotional health, finances, career, relationships, whatever that may be, you have the power within you to change those things. So that's step number one, is take real and complete ownership of your depression and understand that it's within you, whether it's trauma-based, chemically brain imbalance, chemical imbalance based, or whether it's environmental based type of depression. It's within you to identify those and then begin to get help. Number two, I gotta check my notes. Number two is, after you take that ownership, you need to start to recognize what the symptoms of your depression are. And what I mean by that is, depression does not always come out as feeling gloomy or down, or I just want to crawl into bed under a blanket, although all of those things are valid symptoms of depression. With myself and with many men, one of the number one symptoms of depression is irritability. You go from 0 to 100 and you get super angry at the drop of a hat over some minor inconvenience. And I'm here to tell you that if you're suffering through major depressive disorder, that irritability is a symptom of your depression. Also, with myself, I am addicted to food, right? Getting the dopamine hit from eating something sweet, something sugary. For other people, it's alcohol. For other people, it's drugs. But the symptoms are varied. I would advise you get online, take a look at common symptoms of depression in men, and see how many of those line up to you. The reason you want to identify the symptoms of your depression is you can then start to associate that with the things that are triggering the symptoms to come up. Because oftentimes you will see that those are things that need to be managed better in your life, changed, or that you need therapy around. So for me, I need to change my diet and my relationship with food, because food is a trigger, but ultimately that is from self-induced stress, which ultimately is because I don't have enough faith in myself, don't love myself, and don't believe in myself enough. I'm creating an inner stress. Not going to go down that entire road, but there is a chain of events that happens. And if you start at the end with the symptom and you identify what triggers it, you can then start to work backwards to identify the things that you need help on. Which does bring me to item number 3. The third thing that you need to do for your depression, just right off the bat to get started, you do need to talk to somebody. I highly recommend that you go to see a therapist. And the reason I say that is your friends and your family, they may be part of your environmental depression. So they may not be the right people to talk to. Number two is you probably don't have all of the tools to effectively communicate at this stage. And you're going to dump all of that onto your friends and family, and they're going to feel like you're asking for a solution. Especially if you're talking to a guy friend. We are solution-oriented people. And instead of listening and being reflective with you, they're going to start spouting off, oh, well, you need to change jobs. You need to break up with your girlfriend. You just need to quit drinking, man. That's your problem. And they're going to try to give you a solution. And while well-intentioned, more than likely is not what you need at this point in your beginning of your journey to fight your depression. So talk to a therapist. It's easier than ever. I have used BetterHelp.com. BetterHelp.com is online therapy. You can go there. You can do it directly from your phone. You don't need to be in front of a computer. You can schedule it and sit in your car on your lunch break if you don't want a spouse or a family member to know that you are doing therapy, or anybody for that matter. It can be very personal. You do not have to communicate that you're getting therapy to anybody. It's you. You're on a personal journey. And guys, I know we're hesitant. We're embarrassed. We're tough. I shouldn't feel this way. I can handle it. You can't. Remember step one, own your depression. Okay, finally, the fourth thing, the bonus thing, which you may need to do first, is watch YouTube. Like, this sounds absolutely ridiculous, but here you are watching my video because you're looking for information and you're looking for help. What I want you to do is seek out people who provide good resources. I want you to seek out the YouTube creators and the YouTube channels that motivate you, that make you feel good. And, you know, when I started my journey of really battling this, I started listening to motivational speeches. People like Les Brown, Tony Robbins, just people that really get you pumped up and feeling good about yourself and that great things are possible. That kind of motivation, when you start to feel that you have within you the ability to do something better, it will then drive you to find those solutions. Okay. And I don't really do that now. Sometimes I do, though. When I take walks, sometimes I just like to listen to something that pumps me up, right? It's like listen to Survivor and Eye of the Tiger, right? Just get you fired up to do a little bit more. You might need to do that before you feel enough motivation to take ownership. You might need to do that before you have enough motivation to call a therapist or to schedule an appointment on BetterHelp. So don't be ashamed. YouTube is a great source of mentors, right? YouTube is a great source of mentors. And if you're in a rural area, it's hard to find a great mentor. It's hard to find somebody to help you. That's okay. I've been to Middle America. I know that if you're in Minot, North Dakota, there might not be that many people. If you're out in cornfield country, there's probably not many therapists around you. So use online resources in order to help yourself feel better. Okay. Thank you, guys. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Just getting started out. I hope these videos help. I'm going to continue this journey with you guys. Leave a comment down below. That helps out. I'm going to try to do my best to answer people. I'm really passionate, guys, about helping other men. And if you want to see all of my content, click the link on the playlist down below. That way you can see all of my content that I create, not just one or two videos. Thanks. Talk to you guys later.